So welcome dear all. So the next question, which is very important from examination point of view, is what is perception? What are the various perceptual distortions, and then how to remove those distortions. Now in that case, we start up with the very first topic, that is what is perception. So perception is how we perceive the another person. When I say perceive means what is your viewpoint for a particular thing. Now if I show you a glass which has some quantity of water in it, some people are going to perceive that it is half filled, and some people can say that it is unfilled, it's not filled. So the thing is how you look at the things, how you look at the situation, it is totally up to you. So what is perception? Perception is a process through which the information from the outside environment is selected. It means how you select the information. Number one is this. Now, when I gave you this example of the glass and it is having water, so what did you select? There are many other objects also, let's say in the environment, but you selected this glass and you gave your information regarding it. Now the further is, first is how you select, then the next is how you receive it, and then how you organize and how you interpret the data. So interpret in order to give it some meaningful a meaning to it, so that you can understand, then other people can also understand that what you are thinking of or what you are feeling at that particular moment. So this is perception. I repeat the meaning of perception once again. What is perception? Perception is a process through which information from the outside environment is selected, received, first selected, then received, organized and interpreted. Organized and interpreted. Now this is rather the process also of perception. So in order to make it some meaningful, so whenever we see, we get the information from external environment, then how we perceive, over here the role of sensory organs, it plays an important part. So which are the sensory organs? Your 5 sensory organs: the smell, hear, touch, feel, right, all that. So how you, what you listen, so everything that is going to give you the stimulation. That is why you are going to start with this process of the perception. Now what are the perceptual distortions? When I say distortions, the thing is how you take up the thing. It is not necessary that actually the things are as such, or maybe if you are in a group, then actually it may happen that how you perceive a thing, it might be totally different from how others look at it. So in that case, let's say what are the various distortions. The first one is, you can even have this question it like this, that what are the various barriers to perceptual accuracy. So the first is selective perception. Selective perception, let me put it over here above the board, and the first barrier to it is selective perception. Are you looking at the whole scene, or are you only viewing a particular part of the scene? Let's say on a scene of a road accident, if a policeman passes by, he'll be seeing that who has broken the rules. And if a doctor passes by, he'll be seeing the quantity of the blood loss or what is the condition of the patient. And in case there is, let's say, a motor mechanic and somewhat, he's passing by and he had happened to see that scene. So he'll see what damage has been done to the car, how much cost it is going to take up in order to repair that particular thing. Now the thing is, then scene is same, the environment is same, but how you select the particular thing, it depends. So selective perception, example I have given it to you. And now we are to the next one, that is number 2, attribution. What is attribution? This is another barrier. You know how we particularly attribute in case we are having success, we say it is all because of us, and if it is any failure, then what we do, we say, for example, students, they'll say paper is tough, paper was out of syllabus, or means that is we tend to pose that blame on some external part. So this is attribution, that is how it is a process that how you draw conclusions in order to that how that particular factor has made an effect upon you. Third type is stereotyping. Another barrier is stereotyping. Stereotyping is a stereo, you put up the cassette and it will play again and again. If you even do rewind or forward in that and you play, the thing will again come in the same way out. So stereotyping means how over here in perception it means you are judging a person on a particular or on the basis of some particular characteristic, or on the basis of, let's say, on the basis of age. Suppose you say that all tiny tots they are very naughty, or all women they are very good housewives, or they are very good cooks. It may be, it may not be. Means the stereotyping. People have general tendency to stereotype. For example, if I say a person is coming to work regularly and he is very punctual, now in that case, what will happen is that we say that he's honest also, he's hardworking also. You know, we are attributing also side by side, and also this is all working because of the stereotyping effect. Now the next is halo effect. Have you seen the pictures of God with a halo around them? So it is a tendency to judge a person on the basis of a particular trait. So halo effect. Let's say just now I gave an example. If I see some person very honest, I'll say of course he'll be kind also. So stereotyping and how to differentiate between halo and stereotyping is, halo is that you come under impression. This is something undue influence also working under the halo part, but not under the stereotyping part. Over there you have the same judgment for all category. For example, you say truck drivers, they drive very rashly. So this is a general statement which you have made, and you have stereotyped every type of truck driver. So this way, but halo is that you are under impression, some undue influence is on there, and accordingly you are making the judgment. Then is projecting. You know, whenever we tend to meet a person, sometimes what we want is we want to see our qualities or our impression or reflection in the other person. So that is projecting. So example is that if I prefer doing a work in a better way or put 100% of efforts, then to whomsoever the task is given, I would demand the same sort of work related dedication from them also. So this is projection. Next is perceptual set, a very important one. Perceptual set. That in which context we are making the perception. So if I am writing it over here like this, so you will say I have written ABC. Now if I write it over here like this, so I ask you to read, so you will be saying 12, 13, 14. Just have a look, the same thing is there, but if I change the context, then the things are changed, the perception becomes different. So this is the perceptual set. Next is implicit personality theory. This is one of implicit is that we take many things for implied also. We don't feel that what is the actual reality, but whatever we feel we have the implication, or we assume rather. So that is, we perceive. There you see a rope, but the way the rope is there on the ground, on the floor, you feel that, yeah, this is a snake if you see it in dark, right? Actually it is not there, but you have implied, you have assumed it to be such. Then one more is first impression, the most dangerous one. This perceptual error, mostly we say first impression is the last impression. But then if the same thing is for a job, then and you are not able to give a good interview, maybe because of health reason, you will lose your job. The thing is, first impression is the last impression, and this is the main problem. If your impression is good on the others, you can take it that way, that you are a good person. Maybe actually what sort of identity you are, or actually you are, whether you are very good worker or not, it is all totally up to you. But your impression matters a lot. If the situation proves you that you are bad, then you are bad in the eyes of all. But if the situation proves you are very good in spite that you are not so, so you are like that, because once the impression is made, people hardly like or prefer to change. So these were all the perceptual distortions, and how to improve them. Improve is postpone your first impression. In many of the cases, don't take the first impression as the last impression. Then whenever you perceive, or whenever you take the whole environment, when from whom, where you have to select the things, or the environment, try to have a detailed look to each and every aspect. Only then you perceive the things in a proper way. Then we had one more, this perceptual set. Understand the context first, that in which context you are going to perceive. Don't make haphazard decision making. Don't assume and announce the results at that very time. Take time to understand the things properly. Only then these perceptual distortions, they all can be easily handled with. You can meet these all barriers, and which are posing as a challenge, and only then the manager will be able to do his task effectively. So with that, I expect that you also will be perceiving the things accurately. Whatever the question paper setter prefers, that what is the question, accordingly you need to give the answer. So over here, do write everything in an effective way. Do not write what is unnecessary. Keep your answers short, and not that much short, not very brief, but whatever is required, do put up that in question along with a pictograph. That is what is required over here. Underline the things properly, and give the introduction and conclusion of the question too. So that's it. Wish you a very good day. Thank you, girls. God bless all.